welcome back to another video. Doing something a little bit different today. As you can see, I'm not in a boat, I'm in my kayak. So something else that I do is kayak fish, and specifically for kokanee salmon here in Northern California. So we're out on a lake that I've fished quite a bit in years past, up here at Loomis National Forest. It's a small lake, kind of a fishing lake. So a lot of the big boat traffic, kind of stay away from it, which is nice. Last season did really well out here for kokanee. I had no problem catching limits pretty much every time I came out here. So we'll see if we can do the same thing today. I haven't fished this lake in about 9 months, but we'll see if we can figure it out. So yeah, I'll check back in here in a little bit and let's try to get some rods in the water. Right, so I'm gonna have 2 rods out today. First rod, I'm gonna be running the 4-inch sling blade. Behind that, chartreuse micro hoochie. The kokanee in this lake seem to like the green colors, at least they did last year. So gonna have at least one, if not both rods set up with green to start, and we can make adjustments from there. Using the fire corn, tipping each hook a little bit of fire corn. I don't like using any other scents or anything like that. Some people do, and that's fine, but I've never seen a big advantage to doing that. Usually just the corn works well. Hoochie's baited up. Behind that kind of UV red blade. On this rod I'm going to be using snap weights. So this is a 4-ounce snap weight. It's a little windy out today, kind of getting blown all over the place, but it's all right, that's part of it. So I have this depth chart from another YouTuber, Spilt Milk Productions is his channel name. You guys should check him out. He's really smart, he knows what he's doing. But he put together this chart for the snap weights. Basically this just clips onto your line, then you let out however much line that you need to get to certain depths, and you can fish without downriggers, be able to get your gear down to depth. So we're going to be trolling about 1.3, and I want to fish at about 30 feet. So I need to let 4 ounces of weight, about 70 feet of line. All right, first rod is in the water at about 30 feet. Trolling at 1.1, 1.2 miles an hour. Next rod is going to have a silver and green sling blade down to a micro chartreuse wedding ring spinner. Single hook, 1 piece of corn. The downrigger that I'm using is a homemade setup, an old ocean reel down to a 4-pound cannonball downrigger weight, and then I'm using the shuttle hawk system to get the line, to get the clip up and down the downrigger line. I'll show you that here in a second. Clip into the shuttle hawk, and as I move forward, the shuttle hawk will drag my gear down the line. Super convenient, it works well. So that rod is in, clipped into the downrigger. Got this rod on the snap weight. See if we can't get bit. Okay, we just got hit on the dropper. I don't think we got him though. Nope, I don't think he's there. It's a little windy out today. It's making it kind of hard to going the direction I need to be going, but that's all right. That's part of fishing. Beautiful day though, apart from the wind. All right, well, we've been trolling through an area that I know has fish. At least last year it did. Haven't seen many big schools of kokanee. They've been kind of spread out between 20 and 50 feet in the water column. So the key is going to be just finding a school of active fish. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, it seems, right? So I don't know, we'll see. Keep trolling around and try to make something happen. There we go, got a fish on the downrigger. Went through some fish at about 50 feet and dropped the downrigger about another 10 feet, trying to get on top of those fish, and it worked out. Wow, he doesn't feel very big. I'm not even gonna net that guy. Show him to the camera real quick. Little baby kokanee. Get him back in the water. All right. Oh, there's one fish. Hey, that was on the mini chartreuse spinner with the silver and green sling blade at about 50 feet. So they're deep. Gonna get this clip back in and sent back down. Maybe we can get a keeper size this time. Oh, other rod's going off too. Snap weight rod just got hit. Mark that spot. So with these snap weights, there's that moment when you have to unclip it from your line. And you can lose fish during that time, so you got to make sure you keep pressure on it by kind of driving forward, increasing speed, getting that snap weight off, and getting the pressure back on the fish. Oh, it's another small one. This wind is killer right now. I can't even stay straight. Tough conditions out here at this lake right now. It's nice just being out, even though it is turning into the Bering Sea out here. All right, let's get rods back in and try to catch a keeper size this time. Okay, well, I put the downrigger away and went double snap weights. For some reason, my fish finder's acting up and I can't see the ball, so I don't know how deep I'm at. So switched up to the other rod to a snap weight as well. I'm running it at about 40 feet down right now. This one's still at about 25. So I got some good separation. Still marking fish here and there between 30 and 50. So looking for that keeper. Got to keep at it. All right, just got hit. Oh yeah, fish on. Just on the deeper rod, that was down there at about 45. Doesn't feel very big. It might be off. In the past, when I've fished here, average fish was about 12 inches, 12 to 13 inches. The biggest being about 14, 15. But so far today, just those two, I don't know, 7 inchers. Not sure if it's a time of year thing, weather thing, time of day thing. Like I said, I hadn't fished here in about 9 months, so wasn't really sure what I was getting myself into, but okay, well, a little update here. Bit of a chaotic sequence of events. So this rod, the shallower rod, ended up catching in the trolling motor and wrapping the line up in the prop. So I had to beach the kayak, fix that. Lost about, I don't know, 100 feet of line. That's all right though, I got my gear back, which is the important thing. Changing up the lure on that rod, gonna go with a little bit larger spinner. Same thing, still with corn, and we're keeping that red and UV blade on there. So, kind of out here battling the elements a little bit with the wind. Kind of hard to control the kayak, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna get the rods back in the water and hopefully get on a keeper. Still looking for it. All right. There we go, hooked up finally. Oh, he might be off. Dang. Okay, that was on the small chartreuse spinner. Got hit pretty good in a new area. Well, not really a new area, just other side of the lake. Kind of back by the boat ramp. Oh yeah, he's off. You know, I think a potential issue is that there's only one hook on this spinner. So I might change it out for a similar one that has 2 hooks. I think I'm gonna do that. See if that helps. Okay, we're gonna keep the same same flasher on there, the silver green, but we changed out for another green wedding ring type spinner with 2 hooks. See if that helps. Get it back down there. Okay, I think we're on that new spinner. Oh yeah, fish on. Fish on. So in the past trips that I've come out here and fish, I've never really done well closer to the dam at this lake. I think that might be a seasonal thing. When I started fishing this lake, I think most of the kokanee were already in their migratory phase, heading up the channel to spawn. So I kind of caught him in the middle of that journey. I think he's off. Dang it. But now that it's a little bit earlier in the season, oh, he's there. Yeah, we got him. A little earlier in the season, I think the fish are still maybe holding in the deeper water a little bit by the dam. So jeez, oh man. Okay, I'm not even gonna net that guy. Actually hooked him in the side. All right, okay, well, another small kokanee in the boat, not a keeper. Kind of hooked him like right behind the fin, but he swam off just fine, so. All right, still looking for that keeper. Let's keep at it. But like I was saying, I think these fish might be holding closer, hanging out by the dam more so than they were when I was fishing for them last August and September. Because I'm seeing more schools of fish over here closer to the dam. So, I don't know. Gonna fish this area for a little bit. The wind kind of died down, which is nice. See if we can get them over here. There we go. Fish on. So that was at about 35 feet deep or so. Oh no. I think we lost another one. All right, well, little green spinner got bit again. Having a hard time keeping these fish pinned today. It's frustrating, but hey, at least we're getting bit. Yep, hooked on again. Same lure, just getting crushed at that depth. About 35 feet. Come on, fish, stay pinned this time, please. Oh, another tiny little kokanee. All right, little baby kokanee. Go get bigger fish. All right, just got hit again. Yep, we got a fish. Just trolling to that same depth. So that spinner that I'm using is one that I made. I want to say they're 6mm beads, glow, chartreuse, with a max smile blade. It's been working well so far. The little ones sure seem to like it. baby kokanee. Well, all things considered, it's a good sign of the health of the fishery that there's so many small ones in here right now. But tough because I want that keeper, but it's a good sign for the future of this fishery. All these juvenile kokanee, next year's fish. Gonna get the rod back down and continue the hunt. Okay, well, I ended up changing out the gear on the second rod. It hasn't been bit in a while, so here's what I got going now. Kind of a watermelon blade, sling blade, down to a pink and white micro hoochie. I believe it's a UV hoochie. 2 pieces of corn. See if that'll work. There we go. Hooked up on the other rod. About I don't know, 3 minutes with that pink hoochie in the water. We got a bite. We're on. Another small fish. Well, I've been back in this cove. It's starting to get a little shallow, not marking as many fish. So we're gonna turn around here and go back out the back out of this valley, back towards the dam. Marked some fish on the way in. Picked up a couple small ones. I don't know. Maybe there's a keeper out there somewhere. Okay, I think we're on. I think we're on again. Pink hoochie. Trolling out of the channel here, back out of the main lake. Went through a school of fish and picked one up. So I can't complain about getting bit, but the size is underwhelming to say the least. Yep, about the same size. Average size for the day. 8 inches. Oh, all right, see you later. Well, it's good to know that I'm doing the right thing. The color is correct. They're liking the pink, they're liking the green. My speed is correct. I'm in an area where there are fish. I can't control what size they are, but it is good to know that there are fish here. And I'm doing the right thing to set myself up for success. And that's kind of what fishing is, right? Like, you can come out here and think you know everything about the body of water and everything there is to know about that kind of fish. And maybe you do, I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's up to them to bite. And you have to make the best decisions you can based off of what you know and your gut feeling, and kind of go from there. So we're getting bit, small fish. It is what it is. It's a nice day out here, again, apart from the wind, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that there's going to be a keeper out there somewhere. We'll see. All right. It's getting really windy out here, and probably should start thinking about heading in. It's getting pretty rough. So it's hard to tell from the camera, but when you're on a kayak or a small vessel out here and the wind's blowing this strong, you feel it. So probably gonna start heading back towards the ramp. It's about 4 p.m. right now, so yeah, probably gotta make the best decision here and get off the water. All right. Okay, well, the wind died down a little bit, so I'm gonna troll kind of back down the bank where I first started earlier. Kind of see if we can maybe find that keeper. I'm having a hard time so far, but like I said before, at least we're getting bit, and at least we know we're doing the right stuff. So sometimes that's all you can do, and it's up to the fish at that point. But yeah, when the wind isn't blowing super hard, it's really nice out here. The wind just makes it tough. Part of the struggle of fishing on a kayak, but I love it. I really enjoy this style of fishing. So keep at it and see what happens. All right. All right, well, we're hooked up again. Yeah, another small fish. You know, it's a lot sometimes trying to manage 2 rods, a trolling motor, the wind. It's exciting, but it's challenging for sure. Here comes the tricky part. Get that weight off, pick up some speed. Taking that tension. Another dink. Another dink. Another baby kokanee. All right, well, we're calling it quits there. Trolled around for a bit longer. Couldn't really get bit, so yeah, we're gonna call it a day, head back to the ramp, and get the kayak back on the trailer and head in. Nothing you can do, you know, fish were small today and it is what it is. So I appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to leave a like and a comment if you feel so inclined. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Tight lines, everyone. We'll see you next time.